Hello, friends. This is Hugh, and welcome to my Substack blog and video. I actually wasn't going to create a video for another couple of days, but what the heck, I was in the mood. So, this is going to be a little shorty, and it's about healing. I have a habit, a good habit, of creating memes, taking an image, usually a photograph that I've taken, working it a little bit, and artifying it, and then matching it with a quotation or a poem that comes up inspired by the image. And then it's there for others to enjoy as well. So I'm going to share one of these, and it's about trauma and peace in the mind. It could be peace in the heart as well, and peace in the body. I've worked as a psychotherapist or counselor, coach for 40 years. And of course, with many, many people who are suffering from trauma. Well, we all suffer from trauma, it's part of the human condition. And through my study of the wounded healer archetype, the sacred warrior archetype, and others embodied by the centaur Chiron, Jung first talked about the wounded healer. But the aspect is that if we can turn to our shadow where the pain resides, the wounding, we're all wounded in some way by being a spirit in the material world. It's sort of a marriage made in hell right from the get go. um, the spirit is air and fire, and the body is water and earth, clay, as it were, mud. So it's kind of the body feels violated and the spirit feels suffocated. So it takes a lifetime. Hopefully, they can start to get along and integrate. So the pain that comes from that is a very natural process. If we can, instead of running away from it, looking for pleasure all the time, pleasure is great, lots of fun, but sometimes just turning to the wound. And you're probably familiar with the concept of the inner child, the little boy, the little girl that is always with us, whether we're conscious of it or not. And in Hakomi, we talk about a missing experience, something that should have been there ideally, but wasn't. It might have been safety, it might have been positive attention, the presence, love of the parents, acceptance. And if we can just turn to where that wound is, where that missing experience is, where the adult is still hurting, and embrace it, not to be afraid of it, but or to be afraid of it, but still have the courage to face it. That's really the sign of the spiritual warrior, the sacred warrior. It's okay to be afraid. We're all scared shitless, basically, but to be afraid and at the same time always to have tenderness and sadness and vulnerability as close as a hair's breadth. Um, so often, usually by turning and embracing the pain within the shadow, it actually starts to transform it. And we bubble up to the top of the well into the light of day and transform darkness into light and suffering into freedom or joy. So, in that regard, the human body, this is where trauma resides. And until it's healed, it will continue residing there until we go into the grave. um, and they say you can't take it with you, but I'm not sure about trauma. I think the jury is still out for me on that one. I think perhaps we do take it with us, and that's where this what has become very popular intergenerational trauma comes from. Is that our grandparents and great grandparents and great uncles and great great aunts they passed it down, part of the legacy that we inherit. So we have a chance in this precious life, as the Buddhists call it, four score and 20 years, maybe a little bit more nowadays. We have a chance to. The first principle of Buddhism is there is suffering. Get used to it, every living being. Second, we have the ability to understand the cause of the suffering. Wow, what a boon, what a bonus. And the third is once we understand the causation, we can actually do something about it. And we're so fortunate these days to be alive in this time when so many healing modalities are available to us and information from all of the cultures of the world and history, the internet, artificial intelligence. Uh, we have so much at our fingertips, so many tools and techniques and philosophies and spiritual paths. There are so many teachers. So we can actually transform the trauma, work with it in the body, and address it, and talk to it, and listen to it, let it evolve so that it starts to dissipate. And in doing so, we start to feel peace, peace of mind, or peace in the heart. And I think in The Little Prince, Le Petit Prince, there's this quotation that the heart knows things that the mind can never understand. So there is a mind in the heart and a heart in the mind. They really can work together. And what comes in between is the throat chakra. And this is the organ of expression. And for me, the study of authentic dialogue and finding one's true voice, not only the physical voice, or the sound of the voice, but also the psychological voice, being able to voice our truth is really, really important in this process of uniting our head and our heart, or our mind and our body, because the heart is like the gateway to the intuition, the emotions, the physical realm, and the subconscious or the unconscious mind, which holds a vast reservoir of very pertinent information that can contribute to our self awareness and wisdom and integration and becoming a whole person, a full person, as the Tibetan Lama Chogyam Trungpa used to call it, full personhood. Pretty enticing. So I made a little meme one day. The sun was starting to go down in the western sky, and it just flooded my apartment. And I took this picture of my little Buddha over there sitting, and the cactuses, the cacti beside the old upright grand piano. And I played around with the words a little bit. So I hope this image down below um, will speak to you, perhaps, or reassure you, or help you to feel calm, or a little insight, perhaps. And thank you for subscribing, and a special thanks to those paid subscribers that help to fund my little life here. You're welcome to join as a paid subscriber as well as a free subscriber. All are welcome. So thanks. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.